Give me a 3, 2, 1. How's it? Booker Corrigan, Ty Sanders live at the One Love Foundation Benefit Day, Saturday, March 21st at St. Paul's. Thanks for joining us here on Cuda.com. The Royal Farms Game of the Week. Ty, Garden City, St. Paul's, two great programs. What are you expecting out of this contest?
It's a game that's always been close over the last 5 or 6 years. These two teams love playing each other. The Long Island-Baltimore rivalry means a whole lot to these two teams. So I'm expecting a really close one. Garden City doesn't really have much experience playing one game. Weather's changing things a little bit. They're 0-1 coming off that 9-7 loss.
Now, Garden City brings a wealth of talent, guys who are going to all kinds of big-name colleges. Who are you expecting a big game? Give us 3 guys to watch.
Tommy Wright's the big one. He's the LSM that'll be covering top St. Paul's mini. Alex McGovern, a Carolina commit. Wright's all over the field, great on wings. Really a really impactful player that was staying out at the Under Armour underclass games. James Sullivan is a face-off midi. A little bit nicked up today, but one of the best players in the country, a top 5 player, headed to Harvard. He'll mostly stick to the face-off X. And then Matt Borges down low. He's headed to Ohio State next year. He'll probably guard Carter Flake.
St. Paul's, I'm going to go ahead and talk about A.J. Barretto because I love him. Fantastic candidate and a tremendous goaltender. Be great to see him go. Who else you like for St. Paul's?
Hey man, how you doing?
Barretto's the big one, and then you have Carter Flake, of course, headed to Princeton. He's that quarterback. McGovern's that lefty shooter for a big game against Paul VI. Really a wealth of talent in the offensive end. Defense is still coming together.
We'll be back with the opening face-off, the Baltimore Crabs and their top prospect camp, sponsoring the first quarter of today's Game of the Week, and we're brought to you all the time by your friends at Royal Farms, real fresh, real fast. Opening face-off, set to go here at the One Love Foundation Benefit Games. Glad to have you with us. St. Paul's in their home whites, Garden City Road Maroons. Officials for today's game, Bennett Brower, Matt Foley, and Veronica Vaughn. Thrilled to have them on board. 2 games going today. First quarter brought to you by the Baltimore Crabs, and all games all year long brought to you by Royal Farms, real fresh, real fast. Ty, I hope you didn't jinx it when you said it was going to be a close one. We love a good overtime matchup.
Well, usually I'm wrong.
James Sullivan on the faceoff for Garden City for St. Paul's. Eli Ayer comes up with it. St. Paul's possession. Here's that look at Alex McGovern, one of the captains. What do you like about McGovern's game, Ty?
McGovern, when he's healthy, is one of the best shooters in the country. Brings a whole lot to the table as that lefty shot.
Evidently not the best passer.
Not the best pass in that one. That's okay.
Here's Carter Flake driving lefty. Oh, McGovern had one. Oh, post toasties. Ball pinballs. McGovern getting that shot off right on cue. And here is Tommy Wright. Oh, Tommy. Barretto mans up on that. Early first quarter action, end to end so far.
I feel like Tommy Wright's been playing for Garden City for about a decade. He's been out there for 4 years. He was a big piece of their national championship team in 2012 as a freshman starter at LSM.
He guarded Nicky Galasso in that 83 title game, if I'm not mistaken. Connor Muldoon going with an invert now, taking Tyler Rockhill for a jog behind the cage. Early season action for both teams. Garden City dropped one to Syosset. St. Paul's has been building all year long and will continue to. Muldoon, quick slip.
You'll see a whole lot of invert offense for Garden City. A whole lot of guys that can play attack and midi, Coach Fennell says. Still filling their offense out a little bit.
Well, evidently Muldoon's one of them because he went right behind the cage immediately and hasn't left. Big boy. He had a moving pick there. Unfortunate call going against Luke McDade. St. Paul's the beneficiary. Connor Sorge pass incomplete, and Garden City with the ride. J.P. Basile, little running room. See what he wants to challenge. Basile rolls back.
Basile, a kid I'm expecting a whole lot out of. Committed to Duke in August, I believe. Played a whole lot last year. Gained a little weight in the offseason, 20, 25 pounds. Still a little bit light in that end, as you can see, but a player that can definitely put the ball in the back of the net.
And I'm noticing number 9, Liam Burns, up top center. He's certainly of the 6'4", 210 variety. Pass inside intended for Basile. And St. Paul's unable to keep it in. It's going to be Garden City ball, 9:11 left first quarter. Huge thank you to Royal Farms. Great day for some hot chocolate, huh, Ty?
That is correct.
And I've been knee-deep in the chicken lately. Luke McDade possessing. Garden City testing the water. Everybody kind of dipping their toe in. When are we going to get somebody shooting in a 6-on-6 set? Atkinson. This time a stationary pick. Garden City, oh, love that shot by McDade. That was the two-man game they were looking for when they got that moving pick call, Ty. McDade, sky whammy, rolls it, tucks it in. Tucks it in. Matty Cruz with a perfect view of that one. Matty, am I lying? Money, dude. My man's cash.
I don't know how he snuck that one in.
Yeah, I think a ball actually rolled out of A.J. Barretto's pants. And that's the other ball disappeared. And if I'm not mistaken, it was McDade?
I believe that was McDade, number 2. Junior going to Furman.
Furman's showing up on a lot of people's rosters, a lot of commit lists.
He's joining his brother down there, JJ.
We get a violation, and it looked like they wanted to blow Sullivan for a delay. He rolled the ball about 3 yards. He rolled it the maximum you can roll it without getting a foul. Nice touch on the ball by James Sullivan. St. Paul's back in possession. They trail 1-0. Carter Flagg, little hitch move. Real nice release on that shot. Goaltender Sam Lucchese, the junior for Garden City. So far, relatively untested today, but I'm sure the St. Paul's team will run. Oh, look at Carter Flagg showing some strength. Well, backdoor. What a save. Unbelievable Lucchese coming over.
And that's an area where Garden City, hasn't struggled necessarily, but still finding their guy there. They'll go between Lucchese and freshman Teddy Dolan. And Danny Dolan there last year was a great player now at UMass. And before that, our boy Dan Marino.
And love Dan Marino. Big Saucy Pizza, I think, is his Twitter handle.
Yep.
Yeah. Who doesn't love Dan Marino? So legit. Flag down, penalty coming up on a slash on a Garden City attackman. He hit him in the head. Unfortunate turn of event for GC. And this is Joe Pollard, 17 shot wide. And we'll learn of the foul. Foul's going to be Tim Smelzinger. 1 minute slash on the head. Tapped him on the head. Get a look at that St. Paul's man up for the first time this year on the Game of the Week, brought to you by Royal Farms. It almost looked half like they were running a man-up play when McGovern rang it off the crossbar slash post. I think that hit right in the corner. Left side wheel play. Into, oh, sting you very much. Kevin Wynn, the junior, knots it up at 1. And right away, my man Matty Cruz, just a whisker of a smile, knowing that we're just a goal apiece away. Ty, what'd you think of the man up?
I like that. It's an offense, EMO offense that, I guess that's redundant there.
Early
man
season
offense that will be very capable because some of those guys are used to playing together. They played together all last year. So they missed Mikey Wynn, but Kevin's a
Who doesn't?
formidable replacement. Committed to Mercer recently. He's a junior. Transfer over from Glen Elk. But I expect that offense, extra man unit, to be the most productive in the league this year. up there with BL is always very, very
Couple
strong.
straight violations by Sullivan on the faceoff, and St. Paul's is able to run some consecutive offensive series. Here's Pollard, McGovern, hitch move, lefty, fakes it again, now looks to move it. And McGovern stripped delicious. Credit defenseman number 23, Phil Puccio. You might want to help me with that
pronunciation there, Booker.
Yeah.
Puccio.
Puccio.
Bucknell commit.
That's exactly what I said. I went down, had a great talk with Steve Fennell, their coach at Garden City. We went over all of them, but Puccio somehow.
I thought you said Pinocchio for a second. Not
Just
quite.
say it fast. He and I were joking about longtime teachers and their ability to just get through a pronunciation when you have to, or not. Connor Muldoon, again on the invert. Gets it up top.
Muldoon, another Under Armour underclass alum.
Nice shot that
PG
time.
And then head to Boston University. Coach Ryan Poley, getting a great player, versatile player in Muldoon. Big boy.
And here is Muldoon. And it's reset now with Atkinson. Jack McManus, number 16. Good player as far as looking to create the skip pass. He finds lanes real well. JP Basile shot goal. Basile on the right side. 2-1.
Pretty play there, right over
City.
right over his shoulder.
Just accelerating through the dodge. And A.J. Barretto on the wrong side of a 2-1. But my man, Matty Cruz. Go St. Paul's, right, Matty?
That's right.
Nobody likes a 2-1 game more than Matty Cruz. And no one sulks harder when it goes to 3-1 than Matty Cruz. Big move by Sullivan that time. Timed it perfectly. Didn't see a push there, but they're going to give it to him. And Garden City draws the push. Muldoon leaves it right where it is. I'm not seeing a ref wave his arm, so they got time. Bratton. And here's Basile. 4:32 remaining first quarter, brought to you by the Baltimore Crabs and their top prospect camp. Baltimore Crabs Lacrosse Company. Check them out. BeMoreLax.com. BeMoreLax.com. Their top prospect camp is fantastic. Muldoon. And Finn Gibbons. Had a brief chat with Finn before the game, too. He seemed to be pretty excited that Ty Sanders was here.
Great sophomore class, the Trojans.
Muldoon. Oh, he wrecks the dream. Muldoon with the Paris Hilton right there, Ty. And my man, Matty Cruz, is looking for a flag or some sort of procedural violation against them. But that will do it for 3-1. Sorry, buddy.
Next game. You gotta know.
There's always next game. You sound like a Philadelphia Eagles fan. There's always next year. Nobody likes a 2-2 game more than Matty Cruz. Sullivan now racking up some wins. Shot just wide. You see the veteran Barretto already running for the end line, but Finn Gibbons, number 7 for Garden City, gets the backup. Attackman Luke McDade. I like the way he manages the game, waits for it, doesn't force things. Here's Muldoon. Muldoon, the workhorse for Garden City so far today. Basile shares it with McDade. McDade, backside feed. No room for Basile, and now McManus. Heard a lot about him preseason. Here's Atkinson. Post toasties. And a great tough ground ball by Jack Pollard. St. Paul's doing a good job in the clearing game right there. A lot of hesitation as far as going off sides. Coach Brock knows how to lead a team. Jack Pollard now possesses for the Cruces. Kevin Wynn, the lone goal scorer right now for St. Paul's. Ball, that's going to be back over and back. But it was touched by a Garden City player, so they're going to have an automatic shot clock on. Flip pay, flag, skip pass, shot, goal. Credit the goal. Number 12, Moose, not on the roster. Dawes Milchling, number 42, not number 2. Yeah, not 12. I'm looking at it. I missed it. Athletic Director Paul Bernsdorf, one of my main men. Not the best floor hockey player you've ever seen, but he knows how to lead an athletic program. I said it. 0-2. Yeah. Garden City back on possession. Dawes Milchling's goal for St. Paul's, just 1 goal too late. And we're at 3-2. Garden City and the Road Maroons. St. Paul's home whites.
A lot of long, methodical offensive possessions for Garden City. They usually tailor their offense based on the personnel they have, and a lot of new faces, young guys this year, so they're doing that.
Muldoon called for the ward there. Quick restart attempt by Ferber. And the Cruces, the old adage, hurried but don't rush. And this is McGovern. McGovern being minded by Tommy Wright. Having spoken with Tommy Wright, he is quite an athlete. There's Pollard. Flag moves it quickly across the top. And here Tyler Rockhill, sharp angle, opts not to. Gets it behind Milchling to a cutting flag shot, goal. Great offense by the Cruces. 3-3 your score. St. Paul's coming back. 46.2 seconds left. First quarter brought to you by the Baltimore Crabs Lacrosse Club. Thrilled to have them back on board. They're always involved in just supporting the efforts of these fine athletes and coaches. BeMoreLaxCo.com, their top prospect camp, second to none for rising 8th and 9th graders. St. Paul's John Foss out on the wing. And here is Foss.
And that's the big area where Garden City thrives, the faceoff X. Sullivan been ranked top 5 in his class ever since he came into the high school ranks. Another kid who's been playing huge minutes since his freshman year, even 8th grade. Phenomenal player, headed to Harvard next year.
Nice roll on the end. Basile has it checked away.
Like physical defense there.
Tenacious D by Ryan Zoll. And they go length of the field. Ball now pitchforked ahead. Garden City looking to make something happen. Let's play some ping pong and let's end the first quarter. Our entire season brought to you by Royal Farms, real fresh, real fast. Get to Royal Farms for their world famous chicken. Tremendous organization. Thank you so much to Royal Farms for making this season possible.